What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today we got to talk about Coach Prime a little bit, and also Ed Reed. We're gonna kill two birds with one stone, since this topic is kind of one and the same. First, we're gonna talk about what Jason Whitlock had former Colorado players on his show saying about Coach Prime, and you know, these guys deserve to get their story out, because I believe everybody is entitled to say what they need to say when things go awry, or, you know, when things are going good. But everybody should be able to get their side of the story out. So you got that. My question would be Jason Whitlock's motive behind why he got them on the show, based off some of his Deion Sanders comments throughout the season. But we're gonna check that out. Also, we're gonna check out Ed Reed and what he had to say about Coach Prime trying to leave him the Jackson State job when he was leaving, and what actually happened that stopped that from coming to fruition. Let's peep it.
I had heard the things he said about his faith, and when he got hired and when I was diagnosed, I thought that, you know, that's where we could definitely connect. You know, outside from football, we could connect on our faith. And I never got that opportunity.
So your time with Deion is brief, and as a player, it's even briefer. But you never had a single conversation with Deion?
Not one.
You didn't bump into him and eating lunch or at the training table?
No, nothing. And I'm sure we're going to get into it in here in just a little bit. But, you know, he made himself very unapproachable. With the things, his door being closed and the sign that says, you know, don't come in unless asked to come in, or whatever it says, and you got to take your shoes off to walk on the red carpet that he has outside of his office.
Hold it. There's a sign on the door that says what?
Do not step on this. He's got like a red carpet outside of his door, and don't step on this mat unless your shoes are off, and don't come in unless invited, or something like that.
He has a doormat in front of his floor that says, "Did I say you could come in?"
Holy cow. It's a doormat. I just want to be clear. Caden's calling it a red carpet.
It was red.
I think it was a little different in the spring than the current setup is. Currently, he has a doormat in front of his office that says, "Did I say you could come in?" with a question mark.
I was talking to him then.
Right.
I talked to him before that because he's like, I want you to go to Jackson State. I don't want to give this to nobody else.
Okay.
He called me the day after BCU called, though. He's like, I want to give this to you, man. I can't think of nobody else who love them kids like this.
Right.
I said, BCU called me yesterday. Let me see how this gonna pan out, and I'll get back to you. Long story short, the AD called, and I wound up sitting down with Ashley. And I wanted, man, I swear, I was like, I gotta go visit there too. So I went visit BCU, and I'm leaning to BCU because if it's about the culture, our culture, why not help the other one get up?
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I chose BCU over Jackson State, man. I mean, I got family in Macomb. Jackson State was ideal.
Right.
Like, I'm from Mississippi. I used to run through those dirt roads. Like, that was ideal. 2 hours from my family in Louisiana is ideal.
Right.
But if it's about the culture, BCU is the place to be. Plus, they call first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and actually, the bells and whistles was there, man. I just was like, let's build up another brother or sister,
right,
HBCU, if that's what it's truly about.
Right.
You know, and I had no intentions of going nowhere else at the time, because I'm like, I'm still in Florida, man. I could retire here.
So first, you know, let's talk about what Ed Reed had to say. That was a good gesture by Coach Prime to leave it to someone like Ed Reed, who could have really kept the program, you know, up to that level and, you know, continue where he had already started there. So I think that would have been a good exchange. I see why Ed Reed wanted to go to Bethune and try to raise the profile of another HBCU and get it where it needed to be. And, you know, I thought that was cool. We saw everything that unfolded for the public to consume with Ed Reed and Bethune-Cookman as time went on. You know, they didn't even give him a proper contract, or they didn't agree on a contract. Then we started hearing stuff about Reggie Theus and others, and you know, I think after that we started seeing like some of the videos of mold on the roofs in the rooms and some of the conditions in the dorm rooms on campus, which, you know, is good Ed Reed spoke on, because I know schools get a disaster relief fund when something catastrophic happens, like a hurricane down there, and was it properly used? I'm not one to say, but they definitely need to improve their conditions, you know, because you had players even leaking how some of the food was looking at the time, which was crazy to me. Had mold on the bread, different stuff like that. So that's unacceptable for any institution in the land, you know. But moving right along, we saw Jason Whitlock bring on some of Prime former players after his first year at Colorado. We think about how hot Coach Prime name was around this time last season, you know, and you know, hearing about him getting that job shortly after, and going, you know, finishing out playing, doing the bowl game, and then going on over to Colorado after the season. You know, a lot has changed, and now some of that hype has died down, and now it's going to be time for results next season. Not saying they got to be in the college football playoff, but they got to take a step in that direction for sure. Can't finish under 500 next season and be considered a success based off how people's judging Coach Prime. And so when you hear from some of his former players and the way that they feel like they were ostracized, it's a bit alarming. Like I said, I do wonder what Jason Whitlock's motives is. Do I even have to wonder? I should know what his motives is by now. But, you know, when you enter a coach's office, a lot of times at the collegiate level, you do have to set up meetings with coaches. And if he's never met with these players, then I don't know how common that is. Because I played basketball. I didn't play football at the college level, you know what I'm saying? Even at a smaller college level, you know, you have to set these type of meetings up with your coach a lot of times during the school day. So him saying don't enter, you can't just have people hanging in your office like that, you know what I'm saying? Now I know it seemed a certain way because I know his kids could just walk in at any time and they were on the team, so it probably felt some sort of way, but those are his kids at the end of the day, right? But And you know, they could have something personal to talk to him about that could directly impact his life away from the game. But if you look at, you know, these young men, you know, saying Coach Prime never spoke with them, never connected with them, basically that faith-based persona that he has is like a front, then you start to wonder, like, you know, a lot of people starting to say this about Deion and all that, but I do want to see what he has in store going forward. And hopefully these young men land on their feet, right? We know Coach Prime is the most popular person of this, and I know a lot of times people don't want to hear their side of the story, but I want them to land on their feet. And I also want to see Coach Prime raise Colorado up to a powerhouse. But I do want to see him, you know, not throw his linemen out there like that, say certain ill things about them in the media and the press. You know, you got to replace these guys and it's all good, but you know, you can just go do that, let them compete in practice and replace them that way instead of saying it prior to you know, prior to your next crop of players' arrival, because we saw Shador ended up getting hurt you know, by the end of the season, and that's what I was concerned about with some of his comments. But hey, man, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.